If you're over 60, your blood sugar may be spiking after meals, even when you eat foods you believe are healthy. And most people are never clearly told why this is happening. What makes this especially concerning is that these spikes often happen silently, meal after meal, placing strain on your energy, your brain, your heart, and your metabolism, without obvious warning signs at first. Here's what most people don't realize. Blood sugar control isn't only about what you eat. It's about the order you eat your food, what you do in the 10 minutes immediately after finishing your meal. Those 10 minutes activate a powerful internal energy switch in your body called AMPK, short for a long scientific name, but what matters is what it does. When that switch is off, sugar stays in your bloodstream longer, especially after age 60 when insulin doesn't work as efficiently. But when that switch is turned on, your muscles begin pulling sugar out of the blood more effectively, even without strong insulin. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you a simple, doctor-recommended two-step system that uses this switch to help your body handle sugar better, starting with your very next meal. And most people get this first step wrong. Here's the right way. If you're over 60, there's something important happening inside your body after every single meal, something most people are never clearly told. In fact, many seniors are doing their very best to eat healthy, yet their blood sugar is still rising higher than it should, staying elevated longer than they realize. That silent rise can quietly affect your energy, your focus and memory, your heart and blood vessels, your metabolism, and how fast your body ages. Most people believe blood sugar problems only come from eating too much sugar or too many carbohydrates. That's only part of the story. What causes the most damage over time is how high blood sugar rises after meals and how long it stays elevated. Even one unnoticed spike can quietly age your cells faster than you think. As the body gets older, insulin becomes less efficient. Sugar remains in the bloodstream longer. Blood sugar spikes become higher and more frequent. Over time, this can contribute to fatigue and low energy, brain fog and poor concentration, weight gain around the abdomen, increased risk of diabetes, greater strain on the heart and blood vessels, faster aging at the cellular level. Two people can eat the exact same meal. One feels steady, satisfied, and energized. The other feels tired, foggy, and hungry again shortly afterward. The difference is not discipline, it's not willpower, and it's not lack of effort. It's biology. Research now shows that post-meal blood sugar spikes are among the strongest predictions of insulin resistance, inflammation, and cardiovascular strain, especially in older adults. That's why what you do during and immediately after meals matters just as much as what's on your plate. Here's the secret most seniors never hear about. Here's the encouraging part. You don't need extreme diets, you don't need intense exercise, and you don't need to eliminate every food you enjoy. Small, strategic changes done at the right time can make a meaningful difference. And it starts with something surprisingly simple. Step 1 is so easy, it can change your next meal instantly. Doctors and researchers now recommend something called food sequencing. Food sequencing means eating foods in a specific order to slow sugar absorption and reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes. It's not about eating less. It's not about counting calories. It's not about strict rules. It's about changing the order. Here's the sequence that works best. Always begin your meal with protein and fiber. This includes foods such as vegetables and salads, eggs, fish, chicken, beans, lentils, tofu. Fiber slows digestion. Protein helps stabilize blood sugar. When you start your meal this way, you create a protective effect in your digestive system that slows how quickly sugar enters the bloodstream. For many seniors, this alone can make a noticeable difference in how they feel after eating. Most people eat carbs first, which spikes blood sugar instantly. Next, eat your carbohydrates. Examples include whole grains, oats, beans, sweet potatoes. Because protein and fiber are already present, these carbohydrates are absorbed more slowly and more evenly. This helps prevent sharp spikes followed by energy crashes. Skipping this step can undo all your hard work. Desserts, sweets, and fruit juice should always come last, never on an empty stomach. When sugar is eaten after protein and fiber, blood sugar spikes tend to be smaller and shorter. This doesn't mean you can never enjoy sweet foods. It simply means timing matters. Studies published in BMJ Open Diabetes Research show that eating protein and vegetables before carbohydrates can reduce post-meal glucose spikes by up to 30%. Think about that. The same plate of food, the same calories, a completely different response inside your body. Food order acts like a built-in safety mechanism, helping prevent sudden sugar overload. An extra tip, pairing protein with fiber amplifies the effect. For example, chicken with vegetables or beans with salad slows glucose absorption more effectively than either alone. For seniors, this often means more stable energy, fewer cravings, less afternoon fatigue, improved glucose readings over time. Here's a small tweak that makes this 30% more effective. These are optional helpers, not requirements. Apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon diluted in water before or during meals may help improve insulin sensitivity and reduce post-meal glucose spikes. Lemon juice. Adding fresh lemon juice to meals or water may slow carbohydrate absorption and support digestion. Cinnamon. About half a teaspoon sprinkled on food may support insulin sensitivity. Pomegranate. Enjoyed after protein and fiber, not on an empty stomach, provides fiber and antioxidants that support metabolic health. These are helpful additions, but the foundation is still order. Food sequencing is powerful, but it's only half of the system, because the most important moment happens after you finish eating. That is where most people completely miss out. After a meal, blood sugar naturally rises. This creates a critical window of opportunity. Doctors and researchers now recommend gentle movement after meals, not intense exercise. Just 10 minutes. Not fast, not exhausting, not sweaty, gentle movement. Studies show that seniors who move after meals can reduce post-meal blood sugar by 20 to 40%. Even slow walking works. Why? Because your muscles act like sponges for sugar. Even sitting in a chair, you can still activate the switch. Earlier, I mentioned a natural energy switch in your body called AMPK. AMPK stands for AMP-activated protein kinase. What really matters is what it does. This is where it does its most important work. After a meal, glucose enters the bloodstream. Normally, insulin signals muscles to absorb that glucose. But with age, insulin response slows and sugar lingers in the blood. This is where AMPK becomes essential. When your muscles move, even gently, AMPK switches on. Once activated, muscles pull sugar directly from the bloodstream. Blood sugar levels fall more efficiently. Less insulin is required. This means your body can manage sugar even when insulin is weaker. Timing matters. Right after meals is when activating the AMPK switch has the greatest impact. This tiny switch could make your next meal feel completely different. If walking isn't possible, you still have excellent options. You can march in place while seated, do heel raises, make slow arm circles, stretch gently, walk indoors at your own pace. Intensity does not matter. Consistency does. Even 5 to 10 minutes can help activate the AMPK switch. Myth: I already exercise, so I don't need this. Fact: only post-meal movement directly targets glucose spikes. Myth: I can't walk long distances. Fact: gentle, low-intensity movement is effective. Myth: changing meals is too hard. Fact: start with just 1 meal per day. Myth: it's too late for me. Fact: seniors often see some of the biggest improvements. Step 1. Eat protein and fiber first. Carbohydrates second, sugar last. Step 2. Move gently for 10 minutes after meals. That's it. No extremes, no punishment, no complicated routines. Within days or weeks, many people report more stable energy, fewer cravings, better digestion, improved glucose control, less fatigue after meals, better overall metabolic health. Small steps, big results. Blood sugar control is not about perfection. It's about order and timing. Eat in the right order. Move for 10 minutes after meals. Activate your body's natural AMPK switch. Support your body's sugar handling system and reduce long-term strain. Your next meal is your opportunity to start. Start today. And remember, the next meal is your first chance to flip the switch.